The date is August 27, 1995. Over 18,000 fans pack Pittsburgh's Civic Arena in breathless anticipation. The familiar bass line hits, and through the curtain emerges a sight unlike anything professional wrestling has seen before. A 6-foot, 9-inch, 500-pound mountain of humanity, adorned in brightly colored attire, moving with the grace of a man half his size. King Mabel, winner of the King of the Ring tournament, is making his way to the ring to challenge the reigning champion Diesel at SummerSlam. The match that unfolds is a fascinating clash of styles. Diesel's power moves meeting the raw mass and surprising agility of the challenger. Though Mabel would ultimately fall short, his presence as the company's top villain was undeniable. The sight of this massive athlete executing perfect leg drops and delivering his devastating sitting splash finisher has captured the imagination of wrestling fans worldwide. But how did Nelson Frazier Jr., a young man from Goldsboro, North Carolina, rise to become wrestling royalty? Born on February 14, 1971, Frazier discovered his calling early. By age 12, he already weighed over 300 pounds, but rather than let his size hold him back, he embraced it. Frazier learned to harness his natural athleticism despite his enormous frame. He made his professional debut at just 20 years old, debuting in the United States Wrestling Association as Nelson Knight, forming the Harlem Knights tag team with Bobby Horn, a partnership that would earn them the tag team championship twice in 1992. Their success on the independent circuit caught the attention of the World Wrestling Federation, leading to their signing in July 1993. Repackaged as Men on a Mission, Frazier became Mabel, with Horn as Mo and Oscar as their rapping manager. The trio burst onto Federation television in mid-1993 as Urban Do-Gooders, with their distinctive purple and yellow attire serving as a visual representation of their positive message. Their debut marked a stark departure from traditional wrestling characters, presenting Mabel, Mo, and their manager Oscar as role models who used rap music and community outreach to connect with inner-city youth. Despite their feel-good image, Men on a Mission quickly proved they were serious competitors. At WrestleMania 10, Men on a Mission emerged victorious over the Quebecers via countout, a technicality that left the Tag Team Championship still firmly in the champion's grasp. But Men on a Mission then made history during their 1994 European tour by capturing the Tag Team Championship from the Quebecers in London, though their reign would last only 48 hours before dropping the titles back in Sheffield. This brief championship run, while truncated, marked Mabel's first taste of gold and proved the team could compete at the highest level. Despite his tag team status, Mabel's massive size and surprising mobility made him a sought-after singles competitor by mid-1994, though he was primarily used to elevate rising stars. After vanquishing Pierre of the Quebecers in a qualifying bout, Mabel's 1994 King of the Ring aspirations were thwarted by Erwin R. Shyster in a hard-fought quarterfinal clash. Then, in a battle billed as Rap vs. Country at SummerSlam, Mabel found himself outmaneuvered by the technically superior Jeff Jarrett, who secured the victory and musical bragging rights. After falling short against the Smoking Guns in a March 1995 title bout, Men on a Mission unleashed a savage post-match assault on the champions. The duo's subsequent offer of reconciliation weeks later proved to be a masterful deception, as they not only battered the Guns again, but turned on their longtime manager Oscar, completing their dramatic transformation from beloved rappers to despised villains. Shedding his uplifting rapper persona, Mabel transformed into a ruthless powerhouse whose menacing presence and newfound aggression earned him a significant singles push. The true turning point in Mabel's career came in June 1995. Entering the King of the Ring tournament as an underdog, he defeated Adam Bomb in the first round, Undertaker in the quarterfinals, and then triumphed over Savio Vega in the finals. The feel-good rapper was now long gone. In his place stood King Mabel, a dominant heel who would terrorize the Federation roster. After claiming the King of the Ring crown, Mabel ascended to the role of the Federation's premier antagonist, setting his sights on dethroning champion Diesel in a main event clash at SummerSlam in a championship bout. In a display of sheer dominance, King Mabel seized control early, punishing Diesel with his devastating sit splash across the champion's spine. The match descended into chaos when the referee was incapacitated, allowing Sir Mo to interfere until Lex Luger emerged from the back, initially falling victim to friendly fire from Diesel before finally neutralizing Mo's presence. The defending champion would ultimately retain his title with an uncharacteristically high-risk maneuver, launching himself from the second rope with a crushing clothesline that brought the challenger's quest for the crown to an emphatic end. In the aftermath of his championship pursuit, King Mabel found himself embroiled in a ferocious feud with The Undertaker, aligning with Yokozuna to launch a brutal assault on the dead man. What was scripted to be a sequence of theatrical leg drops turned catastrophically real when Mabel's crushing blows connected with Undertaker's face, fracturing his orbital bone. The injury would sideline the Phenom for 2 months, adding a dark authenticity to their rivalry and cementing Mabel's reputation as one of the Federation's most dangerous competitors. The Undertaker's dramatic return, complete with a haunting Phantom of the Opera mask, culminated in a decisive victory over King Mabel in a casket match at In Your House 5. Mabel's rapid fall from grace played out in a series of humbling defeats, including an 8-second loss to Diesel on New Year's Day Raw, a second casket match loss to The Undertaker on Superstars, and an inglorious elimination by former ally Yokozuna at the Royal Rumble. This shameful trifecta marked the end of Fraser's first Federation run as he was released from his contracts, bringing the King's reign to an unceremonious conclusion. In a brief return in July of 1998, Mabel emerged to challenge newly crowned King of the Ring Ken Shamrock, but his regal revenge would prove unsuccessful. 6 months later, Fraser would undergo a dramatic metamorphosis. After an impressive showing in the 1999 Royal Rumble, where he eliminated 5 competitors before being abducted by The Undertaker's minions, he was reborn as Viscera, the imposing enforcer of the Ministry of Darkness, complete with white contacts, bleached mohawk, and a menacing gothic presence. After another departure, Fraser returned in 2004, reinventing himself once again as the world's largest love machine, Viscera. This incarnation showed yet another side of his talent as he portrayed a romantic character involved in storylines with Lillian Garcia and other female performers. His ability to shift from imposing monster to comedic lover demonstrated his range as a performer. But it also must be noted that during his reign as King Mabel, Fraser gained infamy for his dangerous in-ring style, with Kevin Nash later revealing that the super heavyweight had already injured 6 or 8 colleagues before their SummerSlam encounter, including the notably resilient Fatu. The controversy centered particularly around Fraser's execution of the sit-down splash. While other super heavyweights like Yokozuna and Earthquake performed the move safely by distributing their weight, Fraser's technique of kicking out his legs resulted in his full mass crashing onto opponents, as Nash discovered when Fraser ignored his request to avoid the move due to a pre-existing back injury. The situation reached its breaking point during the feud with The Undertaker, when Fraser's misplaced leg drops fractured the dead man's orbital bone, sidelining him for 2 months. Though Nash had earlier saved Fraser's job by intervening when an enraged Vince McMahon wanted to fire him after SummerSlam, this pattern of recklessness and the injury to one of the Federation's premier stars would ultimately spell the end of Fraser's first run with the company. Tragically, Fraser's life was cut short on February 18, 2014, just days after his 43rd birthday, when he suffered a heart attack. 1 year after his death, his widow Cassandra launched a wrongful death lawsuit against WWE, alleging the company had concealed crucial information about concussions and chronic traumatic encephalopathy that had left him suffering from severe memory loss, migraines, and depression. WWE attorney Jerry McDevitt forcefully dismissed these claims in the Boston Herald, controversially attributing Fraser's death to his weight issues and suggesting possible legal action against the plaintiff's attorney, Constantine Kiros. The case ultimately met its end when U.S. District Judge Vanessa Lynn Bryant dismissed the lawsuit, citing insufficient evidence linking Fraser's death to chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Nelson Fraser's legacy in professional wrestling emerges as a study in contrasts. A gifted athlete whose King of the Ring victory and subsequent main event push demonstrated how super heavyweight performers could transcend traditional limitations, yet whose reckless in-ring style cast a shadow over his achievements. That August night in Pittsburgh's SummerSlam main event, though ending in defeat, marked the apex of a career that challenged conventional wisdom about size in professional wrestling. While the King Mabel character represented a rare convergence of opportunity and execution, and his journey continues to inspire other super heavyweight athletes, his story serves as both blueprint and cautionary tale, a testament to the heights attainable by larger-than-life performers tempered by the consequences of prioritizing spectacle over safety. May he rest in peace.